Hello everybody and welcome, whatever time of day you're listening and watching and wherever you are in the world watching this. We're here with Click Dimensions today. Welcome to Jamie and Suneel, both working for Click Dimensions, who we partner with to deliver the marketing automation platform that they provide for us, which is called Click Dimensions, integrates seamlessly with Dynamics 365 and is one of the options that we offer to our customers to manage their marketing automation. So that's a necessary kind of introduction there, guys, but obviously we've been working with you quite a while. We know a lot about Click Dimensions, but we know that you're partnering with an organization called Oktopost to deliver a social media platform that's seamlessly integrated with Click Dimensions, and so essentially with Dynamics 365 for sales as well. So thank you very much for joining us today and welcome.
Thank you. Good to have us. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure, Jamie. You and I go back, don't we? We go back to you not even starting at ClickD, and we go back to Dancing Like Mad Things at Inspire at Las Vegas. It's a very happy memory, actually. Probably one of the last times of dancing before this whole lockdown thing happened.
Indeed.
But we bonded over a love of Mr. Brightside, I believe.
I think it was, and gin.
Yes, and gin, definitely part of the evening. So bringing this back to what we're going to talk about today, I know we've got Suneel on the call as well, because Suneel is managing this side of your portfolio really for ClickD. So first off, welcome Suneel, great to have you here.
Cheers, thank you guys. I feel like a bit of a third wheel after hearing that story in Vegas with all that dancing and gin.
Well, we'll dance if we ever meet, I'm sure. It's fine. I'm very inclusive like that. So, Suneel, I know that your particular expertise is around social media marketing, but first off, I'd like to bring James in to just talk about, we're seeing some changes, aren't we, in the way that people are managing social media and the ways that technology needs to respond to that. So how are you seeing that now?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think one of the key attributes to what we're seeing more recently, more than ever, is about goal setting and about the goals that you're setting prior to actually delivering a social strategy. So I think ultimately goals guide the budget. And that's actually a challenge that around 1/3 of marketers are actually facing, is actually securing an appropriate budget for social campaigns. And this leads on to the why and how, as to how to get that budget in the first place. So I think setting goals actually encourages marketers to pay attention to data-driven activity and not just running campaigns for the sake of running campaigns. Obviously, social media can be sort of the objectives are often doing it on KPIs and metrics, and putting together a high performance sort of campaign means understanding what's moving the needle in terms of engagements, clicks and revenue. I mean, just going through a couple of ideas as well, just on how to set a social media goal and objective is beginning with the broad objective, understanding why are we on social media in the first place.
Yeah.
Small businesses typically find that they're using it to engage local following, for example, and growing a greater community presence. Startups, they building awareness for a new product and focusing more on a lead generation strategy. Mm-hmm. And we sort of find, the big enterprise level businesses, the Virgin Medias, the Amazons, they use it more as a customer service channel, I suppose, to boost customer loyalty. So it really does vary on the size of the business as to how they're actually using social media to build out their campaigns and strategy. I think this leads on nicely to the classic SMART objectives. So being specific, right? Are the goals clear? Are they simple? Are they defined? Are they measurable? This is where I suppose analytics comes in, and you want that goal that has one or more metrics. Is it achievable? Is it achievable or not with your current resources and technology in place? Is it realistic? The current resources, time and money, is it possible to achieve those goals? And then time, every goal needs a time frame as well, whether it's 1 year, several months, a couple of days. Campaigns can get set up immediately with a click of a finger. So it really is putting those classic sort of smart objectives in place to then being able to build out those campaigns.
Yeah, that's great. Great runaround there of the different kinds of ways in which different organisations would use social media there. But I think we're all in agreement that social media has become a huge part of marketing campaigning. And I think probably as recently as March this year, in a conversation with a marketing and sales expert, we were told marketing is now the new sales. It absolutely needs to be at forefront of what you're doing. And I guess, Suneel, that brings us on nicely to you, because I know that the platform that you can provide via Click Dimensions allows this ability to measure ROI and measure KPIs, set KPIs, which fits really nicely there with what James is talking about. Can you give us some kind of background around that? How do you go around it? Is it easy to set up? Do you need to be a marketeer to understand it? All of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it is a good segue, and I appreciate what Jamie said there as well. First of all, you have to have a strategy, right? And everybody knows in business as well, small, medium, or enterprise, that there is value in social. But the problem is, or the challenge is, how do we get started? How do we do all the great things that we need to do to actually get that return on investment, etc. And that's where the technology comes into play. So we do have a solution which enables and provides like marketers with the how. And what was the question? Sorry, you're probably gonna have to edit this one up a little bit.
That's absolutely fine. We're talking about the ability to, and we probably won't edit that bit because I think, the way we're doing this is actually part of social media. We are living in doing this, we are creating social media collateral, and we know that is different to a traditional sales and a slick webinar. This is about engagement, so please don't feel worried about losing your track, because I often do. We just keep going. So we were talking about the ability to set social media KPIs and to allocate return on and to measure return on investment, which I think is unusual actually and new.
It's so important. It's why we're doing all the good social stuff, right? We need to report back to the business and say, hey, look, this is the result, the fruit of our labor, right? This is what we're doing. And as marketers as well, we need to set goals. We need to, and by setting goals, we need to have our KPIs. We need to understand our benchmarks, right? So we can start setting those goals. And reports is what's going to drive your strategy. The reports is what's also going to drive your content strategy as well. So it's only through great reporting, which you get through using the right tech, that's when you can start turning social media into what I say a process as much as possible, where it becomes, it's almost like a self-fulfilling machine that's just you're inputting data, is telling you where to optimize the campaigns, what to optimize, who to target, etc. And you can only do that with reports. And from goal setting, then of course we can start looking to the future and start planning everything in advance, which you can do with various social media tools.
Yes, I noticed that there is the ability to bulk schedule your social posts using the platform, and that you also have a social media calendar. Now, within Cloud 2020, Katie, who's recording this for us, we've just recently set up a social media, essentially a marketing calendar, not just a social media, that we break down into certain kind of themes for a quarter, and then we allocate certain aspects of marketing campaign to that. Then we go through that process kind of every quarter, and we reiterate what we're doing. And part of what we do here is create some collateral so we can engage and provide useful content. I think the thing about what I'm seeing from the platform that you offer, guys, is this opportunity to go to one place, find all that information, not have to use a multiplicity of apps, and then actually create some really, really valuable data that will allow you to steer the company's marketing performance, really, and to adjust on the fly. what's working and what's not. I know some people out there are kind of going, well, I can use Google Analytics, surely I can get all of that from Google Analytics. But I think there are some significant differences actually between Google Analytics and the way that your platform actually deals with this. And I think that part of that is that you are able to see who has clicked on a link. You are able to follow a journey with no gaps. And that you are able to see, then you're able to create, to build in the return on, viewing the return on investment by associating a monetary value to the leads that have been generated from social media. And I guess that pulls me back there, Suneel, to ask you, is this one of the ways in which the experience is going to be different using your platform, that you are going to be able to measure much more clearly the impact of your social media?
Yeah, and it is what you said. It is that central place, that one location that you can go to, and it is pulling data from various sources. We do link click tracking if we want to get technical. You mentioned Google Analytics, but it's that one-stop platform where you can assign monetary value to conversions. One of the main challenges with social is proving the ROI and actually demonstrating to the business, here's how much money these campaigns created as a result. So yes, absolutely. The solution, the social solution, it's great for businesses. You trying to use social as a revenue stream. Now, that's on the business side of things. It's great. You do get all those reports, so you can assign monetary values and conversions and things. So yes, you can prove to the business the value of social media. But for social marketers, it's also a very great platform because of the way you can use it to drive your content strategy. You mentioned planning things out maybe seasonally or at certain times during the year. With a social solution, you can plan your campaigns out for a whole year if you wanted to. Large organizations are often forming a 12-month content calendar, because they know the seasonality of their business, so they can get those campaigns created in advance. That then frees up social media marketers with the time in real time to actually create those ad hoc campaigns and to move with the changing market, etc. So it's a great platform to enable you to think on the fly and create something new as you need, but also to plan way forward in advance. Just to bring it full circle, that one platform that you can go to, as you say, to do your social media marketing, and the reports you get are great for the business.
I think that also, I was just going to say, just in addition to that as well, because obviously it's under one platform, we're almost sort of stepping in, depending on what the overall sort of business strategy looks like with a company, is what's that call to action. So they're running, if a company is running a highly successful social strategy campaign, and that then it has to get fed into sales, for example, to then action that that engagement. Having that one platform gives that full 100% visibility from a sales perspective as to what that engagement's looked like before in the past, not completely relying on marketing and the platforms that they're using completely separate to the overall business strategy. So it's great to have those departments also being able to talk to each other and blend that and have the same goals and objectives and talking together, which is ultimately that the whole ethos of around Click Dimensions is about getting sales and marketing to work together, and that applies within the social strategy means as well.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And now we're churning. Sorry, Wendy, I know you was about to pick up the microphone there. But yeah, no, it's a great point. And the solution, we have an integration, right? We work with Oktopost. They're a strategic partner of ours for a reason. We didn't just pick them out of thin air. We worked on an integration. So social marketers are used to operating in a suite of many tools, right? And we can now say, hey, look, we know you use various different tools, not a CRM, but here's one tool where you can go to fulfill your day-to-day. But we do have this integration because it's all about, making revenue from social, right? So
yes,
a lot of marketers now, before social media was this separate thing that you do, it's an own department. It's not part of a holistic marketing like ecosystem that a large organization will have. But through our integration, we can do clever things such as nurture our social audience with email campaigns, which you set up in the CRM through the Click Dimensions suite. We can enable businesses who are not doing so much with social to get started very quickly and to start actually getting value very quickly if you use Click Dimensions, because we can take existing email campaigns that you have. We often say to clients of ours, look, give us your best ones. Give us ones that are well optimized, that you know are driving you consistent leads and, you know, are nurturing people very well, you know, giving them lead scores, right, which then go to sales representatives, etc. And we say all we're going to do is we're going to set up a social trigger at the beginning just to say, hey, look, when our followers on social media are clicking into our content and reading blogs, etc., we're going to then nurture them in the ways we have been other people. So therefore, social now is just an extra platform that companies can just tap into using existing campaigns that they have. Yeah. So so to bridge social and marketing, this is why we chose Oktopost, and because we have this integration, of course, that's in the CRM.
That is a fantastic roundup there, Suneel, and I think we're drawing to an end right now. So I'd just like to give people an opportunity, if we've piqued their interest, then we will be providing links at the end of this this particular session, so that you can get in touch with us and we can arrange demos for you so you can have a look at this, because I'm sure there are going to be people out there saying, wow, I want some of that, and I want some of that that great marketing intelligence that's going on there from both of you. So and I think the other thing to say here, Jamie, is we're going to do this again, aren't we? And we're going to actually speak next time to your marketing services head of marketing services, the wonderful Barry. I'm really looking forward to that. I know it's going to be great fun. And I would just like to draw to a close and say thank you so much, Suneel. You know, your information is so interesting, and the breadth of what you know is really impressive. You've made a really valuable contribution to our sessions here, and I'd like to thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, so thanks everybody. We'll say goodbye now, and we'll catch you again next time.